Hello, everyone. Welcome to Court with Krissy. And welcome back to Jury Trial Part 3. If you missed 1 and 2, they are linked in the description. Taking the stand today, 2 ladies who have claimed to witness the weapon in the defendant's hand. And then tomorrow, there's 2 more for the state. We're at the halfway point. I hope you like it. Court with Krissy is now in session.
And state, you can call your next witness.
Judge will call Miss Alyssa Ramirez.
All right, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Now, your name is Alyssa Ramirez?
Yes.
How do you spell your?
Through working with him that day, or those days that we worked with Miss Janice.
Okay. What days were those, if you remember?
It was back in June, April, May, at the end of May, early June.
Okay. And where were y'all working at?
We were helping her clear out her alteration business. She was moving it to a storage, and we were just helping her with it.
Okay.
She needed help.
And let's just clarify that. When you say you're working for her, who do you mean?
Oh, for Janice, the owner of the alteration.
Okay. And where was that? Where was the alteration place at?
It was on Dezavala and Indian Woods, I think it is.
Okay. What was the name of it?
JC's Alterations.
Okay. All right. So, how long do you work with Mr. Ross over at JC's Alterations?
It was just a total of 3 days. 3 days.
Okay. What were y'all employed to work on?
Just to move all her stuff to a storage, and that was just clearing out her entire building. That's what that was the task to be completed.
Okay. Any kind of problems between anybody those 3 days?
There was problems between James and another girl that was working with us, Dawn. They kind of butted heads a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's
Nothing between James and Miss Janice Jones?
during the time of us working. Well, after the 3 days, yes, it was.
Okay. Well, let's go to that. Let's go to the events of June 1st.
Okay.
Walk us through how did everything go down with Mr. Ross that day?
Okay, so it began the prior day because Miss Janice had told us when we started working for her, she had made it clear to us that
Objection on hearsay, non-responsive.
Right, that'll be sustained.
So when I'm asking you what's going on, we can't talk about what other people have told us, what other people said. It's just what you have personal knowledge of. Is that kind of, so we can't say like, this person told me. It's like, no. It's like only what we know. Does that make sense?
right.
Okay.
Okay, so what was the question?
All right. So tell us about June 1st. What happened?
On June 1st, when we were working in helping her clear out her business, James had come in because he wanted to get paid. But she said she was going to pay when the job was finished. So he came in and basically just demanded that she pay him. And he pulled out a gun. And I went behind the chair.
Narrative.
All right, that'll be overruled.
So going back, so you said he pulled a gun. What happened next?
He told her I want my money. And
And by her, you mean?
I'm sorry. He told Miss Janice, I want my money.
Okay.
And he picked up Dawn and kind of tossed her aside. And
And Dawn, what is Dawn's name or Dawn's full name?
Daphne Smith.
Okay.
And then I just went and hid behind a chair. And I called 911. And then he came up to the chair and he moved it and he said, "Didn't I work hard for this lady yesterday?" And I said, Yeah, we all worked hard. And then he said, "Did she pay me?" And I said, "No, not yet." And then he went back to Miss Janice and he said, "I want my money." And I think he said by tonight or something. I don't know. He said he'll be back. And then he left.
Okay. When you called 911, what did you do with the phone?
I sat on it. I was scared that he was going to know that I called. So I sat on my phone and then I would just like get up so that way maybe they could hear what was going on and that they would just see my GPS location and show up.
So you basically, did you call 911, set the phone down, And then talk to them afterwards?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. I was too scared to talk to them during the,
okay.
I didn't want him to know I called.
How concerned were you that Mr. Ross would notice that you would call 911?
I was pretty scared to where I was afraid, should I call? I was actually deciding, should I call or not? Because if he finds out that I called, say my phone's really loud and they say, what's your emergency? Then what if he shoots me? So I was scared that he might kill me if he finds out that I called 911. So when he moved the chair, I was like, oh my gosh, he found out. I thought he found out that I called because I had my phone underneath my leg. And he didn't. He said, didn't I work hard for this lady yesterday? That was a relief because I was like, oh man, I thought he was in my head. I was thinking, I thought that he knew I called and he was going to shoot me right now. So I was looking down at the floor. I didn't want to look up at him because I thought he was going to shoot me. I just stayed looking at the floor. And so then I was relieved and I said, yes, we all worked hard, which we did work hard. But, yeah.
When did he point the firearm at you?
When he said, I'm not playing with you two white
Your
bitches.
Honor.
Judge, that's an
All right.
open-ended question.
Excuse me. That'll be sustained.
When he pointed it at me was just when he said, I'm not playing with you two white bitches either. And that's what he told me and Daphne. And like I said, I was just looking down. I didn't want to look up. Once he saw the gun being pointed at us, I just looked down at the floor.
Can you describe the firearm to the best of your ability?
I want to say it was like a revolver, I think, with the turny thing, you know, where it turns. And it was like a gunmetal, like a dark gray.
Okay.
Definitely was not black. It was gray.
Where on your body did he point at?
He just pointed it like towards, like he didn't get close. He just pointed it at me. Like he was pointing at me and her. Like when he said, you two white, he just pointed it at me and then pointed it at her.
Was there any question in your mind that it was pointed in your direction?
Oh yeah. I mean, it was definitely pointed in our direction. Yeah.
Okay. How did that make you feel?
I was scared. I was really scared. But I just stayed looking at the ground because I was like, oh my gosh, if he shoots me, I didn't want to look up. I couldn't look up.
Well, Alyssa, I gotta ask, if you were looking at the ground, how could you see him point the gun at you?
Oh no, that's when I looked at the ground. When he pointed the gun at me is when I went like that and I looked down at the ground. Because I wasn't gonna sit there and stare at him, you know, while he's pointing the gun at me. So I just looked down at the ground after he pointed it. I just went like that and I looked down at the ground. I never thought of what it would feel like if somebody pointed a gun at me and how I would react, but I couldn't do anything but just look away from it once I saw it pointed in my direction or at me. Yeah.
Okay. When did Mr. Ross leave?
Right after pretty much like 15 seconds after he had told me, didn't I work hard for this lady yesterday? Then he went back to Miss Janice and he said, I want my money. I'll be back. And then he left right after that.
Did you see him leave?
Yeah. I didn't see which direction. I saw him walk out, but I didn't see which direction he went or who picked him up or anything like that.
Did he leave the firearm at the location?
No, not that I know. I mean, no. I believe he actually put it back in his pants.
Okay. I was gonna ask, did you see when he first pulled it, where did he pull it from?
So I can't remember if he pulled it from the front or the back. But I just remember him pulling it like I just saw it come out and I said, oh my gosh, he's got a gun. I can't remember if it's the back or the front. And that's honest. I cannot remember.
That's okay. Judge, we'll pass the witness.
Defense.
Hello. Wow. All right. So I want to go back before this alleged incident a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Let things calm down a little bit. That's okay with you?
That's right.
So how many days actually did you work with the defendant?
3 days?
Was it 3 or 2?
Thought it was 3, but I guess the third day was the day that the defendant didn't show up. Or that third day would have been the day. The third day was the day with the gun, I guess.
So it's the defendant's understanding that he only worked there for Ms. Jackson 2 days. Okay. So the first day, Do you remember the first day?
I remember the first day, yeah.
Can you tell us about the first day without going into too much detail? Like, what was the task being completed on the first day?
We were just packing up her things. I think we were trying to get the U-Haul. We hadn't gotten it yet. We were trying to get
Who
it.
was trying to get it?
Melvin or Marvin and Claire. We're trying to get the U-Haul.
Sure.
Yeah, and Daphne, and she was trying to get the U-Haul. Me and Daphne went over and met Claire and Melvin at the U-Haul place. And
Which U-Haul place?
I think it was over there off of by Days of Vala, or it was off of I-10 somewhere. I wasn't the one who drove. But I think it was off of I-10 somewhere.
How far was it from shop that this U-Haul place that y'all went to? Was that?
Maybe like, I think it was like 4 miles, maybe 3 miles, 4 miles. Maybe. I'm not really.
How long did it take
Took a long.
Daphne to get the U-Haul the first day?
Took a long time. A long time. I remember it taking a long time.
Did she actually get the U-Haul on the first day?
I had to leave to work on the first day, so I didn't stay. On that first day, I only worked so many hours. The next day, the U-Haul was there. So I wasn't there present when the U-Haul actually got there.
Next day, you don't remember the U-Haul being there just when you got there?
Just when I got there the next day, it was there.
Okay. What time did you get there the second day?
Carl? I don't recall what time I got there. I really don't. It was sometime. I think it was like around 11 or something. It wasn't early. Everybody else was already there.
What do you recall the vibe like in the, the area where everybody was working at?
It was okay.
Did you feel threatened by the defendant in any way?
I did not at that time. No.
Did you feel that Ms. Janice did?
Judge,
No.
don't object to that. There's no way that the witness knows what another person is feeling.
All right, legal objection.
Speculative.
Your
No.
Honor,
Yes.
I need a little bit of latitude here so that we can ascertain the complete vibe of the place.
All right, so the state's objection to speculation will be sustained.
Thank you, Judge.
The first or the second day, did you notice the defendant have any disagreements with Ms. Janice?
On that first or second, on those days, no.
So there was no conflict. Was it like a happy time?
At the end of the second day was when the defendant,
No, we're not talking about
Okay.
the second day. We're talking about during the work, when work.
during the work, no. During the work, no.
As to the quality of the work, did the defendant, how was his work ethic?
It was good. It was very well. I mean, the work ethic was good.
And you said you didn't feel threatened by him at all.
Not at that time.
So at the end of the second day, you and the defendant actually were before the meeting at the shop at the end of the second day, at the storage unit, do you recall?
Yes.
Okay.
Is that right? Sorry. Is that when when Daphne went and crying? Is that the one you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay. I remember that. Yeah.
Okay, so do you remember a gentleman and another lady being there?
Yes.
Okay. Do you recall what they were doing?
You and I, or sorry, the defendant and I had gotten chairs down for them to sit down because they're older in age.
So was that an idea of yours or was it the idea of the defendant?
I think it was an idea of the defendants.
To get
To
the older
let them
people
sit
out
down.
the way so that they
Right.
wouldn't hurt themselves coming in and out the truck, right?
Right.
So you and the defendant pretty much unloaded the whole truck.
Mostly, yeah. Mostly.
Okay. So we're gonna move forward to the end of the second day when the truck was returned to the shop. Okay? Do you recall everybody who was there?
Yes, I believe so. I was the defendant, myself, Miss Janice, Claire, and Melvin. Or Marvin, I don't remember his name. It was Marvin or Melvin.
Was Daphne there?
I don't believe so. I mean, she had already she had showed up before we did.
Mhm.
And talked to Miss Janice.
Was she alone?
Was who alone?
Was Daphne by herself, or was there another male that accompanied her?
I don't remember. Maybe. Oh, I'm not sure who it was. Eddie, maybe somebody else. I don't know if that's what you're talking about.
If you recall that she was not by herself.
I don't really recall whether she was by herself or not, to be honest. I don't.
So before the first day of work, do you recall a male being there accompanying Daphne then?
Yes, she was. Yes, yeah.
Do you recall his name?
Eddie.
Eddie?
Yeah.
Okay. What was going on with Eddie and Daphne at the time when everybody was beginning work?
They were having an argument, like a fight. Like he was there slowing down her working because he was telling her, what happened last night? How come you didn't come back? It was personal problems, personal issues with each other.
Would you say, were they drug-related problems? Drugs
I
involved?
don't think so.
Judge, I have to object to that. We're getting into the possible criminality of witnesses. I don't think we're even involved.
All right, and the legal objection, just 1 second. If I could have the legal objection, please.
Judge, we'd object to relevance and also improper impeachment.
All right, that would be sustained.
Thank you, Judge.
You can rephrase. So at the beginning of work, Evelyn and the gentleman are there, having a dispute in front of Ms. Janice, correct?
Judge, I'm gonna have to object to relevance here. What's happening between two people who are not involved? I don't see where it's going in regards to the witness.
Cross-examination, Your Honor. I need a little bit.
Yes,
But it
okay, so everyone, this is what we're gonna do. I will hear objections. Once I've heard the objection, then I can hear the response, and that goes for both sides, and then I'll make a ruling. So, State, what is your legal objection?
Our objection is the Texas Rule of Evidence 403, which is relevance. I fail to see how this has any kind of probative value as to the credibility of this witness or to other witnesses or to any kind of defensive theory that they could put forth.
All right, defense, how is this relevant?
It's relevant, Your Honor, because it gives the character of the witness who claims to have seen a weapon.
All right, with regards to,
With regards to drugs being involved, if she was on drugs, then it's possible that she could be like over.
all right, at that, I will tell you, at this time, the court is going to sustain the objection to relevancy. It may become relevant at a point in time, but for now, the objection to relevancy will be sustained. All right, thank you.
And Judge, if we may approach real quick.
Yes.
All right, I'm Mr. Ross.
Your Honor, I'm not asking about convictions.
No, let me say this, and then I'll hear it. The state filed a motion. And let me just tell you what that motion means to the court. And if my interpretation of it is incorrect, please let me know. The motion in limine, Mr. Ross, is that you are not allowed to question witnesses about any prior bad acts. So that includes any alleged drug use. You're not allowed to question them about criminal history. The only way that can be done, because I've ruled in the state's favor in this way, with regards to the motion in limine, there are to be no questions about those subjects. If you want to ask the witness a question about that subject, you need to let the court know before that's done. And this is the only thing I will say. You will need to ask to approach and then it needs to be heard outside the presence of the jury, because the jury is not allowed to hear things that are included in motions in limine. So I want you to review the state's motion in limine. So there will be no violations of the motion in limine. And then if there is something that you feel in that motion in limine that you need to ask a witness, it needs to be done outside the presence of the jury so that the court can make a ruling whether or not it can be asked in the presence of the jury. Do you understand? All right, so does anyone have a copy of the motion in limine?
I believe he did it orally, Judge.
It was an oral motion from the judge.
If you could repeat, and for the record, this is outside the presence of the jury, if you could repeat the oral motion in limine.
Judge, to the best of my recollection, it was a motion in limine to bar any kind of questions or testimony regarding criminal acts, be they convictions or alleged criminal acts in front of the jury.
All right, so criminal acts, convictions. Just hold on, I want you to internalize what they're saying so that there will be no violations of the motion in limine. Now, criminal acts, Mr. Ross, may include drug use. This is what I can tell you. This witness, the questions you were asking this witness concerning drug use, was it about this witness's alleged drug use or someone else?
Someone else.
All right, so the court is going to find, and I've already ruled that it's irrelevant at this point in time. So I'm going to sustain their objection to relevancy. And you're not allowed to question this witness about any alleged bad acts of other witnesses until the court deems that it's relevant. At this time, the court is finding that it's not relevant.
Correct.
And Judge, we would ask that if the court may, if they may instruct the jury to disregard the defendant's previous questions.
I will instruct the jury.
Thank you,
Now,
Judge.
with regards to this witness,
Gun. So if they say the gun was dark gray and they own drugs, like
with regards to cross-examination, you are not allowed to just ask any question that there's not any real basis for it. For example, a witness just can't be called and defense in the state will tell you it's the question that people ask. So have you stopped beating your wife? And there's nothing that's based in. You're just throwing things at a witness. According to the rules and according to ethics, you cannot call a witness and your sole purpose is just to ask them questions that has no basis in anything. It's just serving as embarrassment. You understand?
right, and I don't mean to embarrass you. That's
So,
not my intention at all.
You are not allowed to ask her that question. And at this point in time, the court is going to find that it's not relevant.
Thank you, Judge.
Probably clear-headed that day.
Here's the thing, I am not allowed
Okay,
to
yeah.
give you legal, yes. Okay.
No more questions. No, I'm good.
All right, let's bring the jurors back in. The last question that was asked by Mr. Ross is to be disregarded. Does everyone understand? Is there anyone who is unable to do that? All right, Mr. Ross, you may continue.
After the first day, we began work. You, the defendant, Ms. Janice was there, Daphne, John, and her boyfriend or significant other or whatever. You said that they seemed to be arguing about something. Is it clear at all what they were arguing about?
I do not know what they were arguing about.
What was the defendant's reaction to their interaction? Oh,
I don't recall what the reaction was to, no. I just remember Janice saying, Eddie, we don't need that personal business here. And he left after that. I don't recall what the defendant's reaction was.
did Eddie immediately leave or did he linger about?
He lingered a little bit. And then he left.
Fast forward to the end of the second day of work.
Okay.
Okay. At the end of the second day of work, when everybody made it back to the shop and everything done, truck put up, and all the workers were inside the shop about to leave for the night.
Mhm.
Do you recall that time?
Yes.
Do you recall the defendant's behavior?
Frustrated.
Was he frustrated and like loud and vocal, or argumentative, or was he silent and frustrated, waiting for a moment to express?
Frustrated because he was, I guess, waiting for a moment to talk to Janice alone. Not with everybody there.
Did Dennis allow for this moment?
I believe so. I'm not sure, actually. I don't really remember if she left it or not, but I think so.
Do you remember a conversation between him and her?
I do remember him saying, yes. He said, if I don't get paid today for the work that I did, I'm not coming back tomorrow.
If you could rewind just a little bit,
Okay.
do you recall what he asked her for?
I don't recall that. What? I don't remember what, like how the amount, or what are you asking?
Okay, I can't lead you to like, so what it's like is, do you remember whether he asked her for all of his pay, or did he ask her for
Partial. It wasn't all of it. No, it was partial pay. I just don't remember the amount.
Right. Okay, but it wasn't but was it a complete day's pay? Did he ask her for?
I don't remember whether he just was asking her for some kind of payment that day.
It's in record that said that he asked her for money to buy drugs. Was that true?
She told me that.
Judge, I'm gonna object to that. There's no way the witness knows what other witnesses
Right.
we're talking about.
All right, that'll be overruled. Excuse me, that the objection to that will be overruled as far as to speculation.
Judge, we would also argue that this is all facts that aren't in evidence. And if anything, I would say it's also a misstatement of what was previously said.
These facts-
All right, with regards to the misstatement, that will be overruled. All right, you can answer the question.
How did you ask the question again? I'm like,
Number two. Okay, sorry. Okay, no, breathe. Let's let it breathe for a second. It said that it's in the record that the defendant asked for money from her,
Right.
from Janice.
and you're saying, okay, I understand the question now.
Do you remember that?
Yes, I do remember that.
Okay. Did he?
Did he ask her for money or for money for drugs?
Did he ask her for money for drugs?
I did not hear that,
You.
but Janice told me that.
What did you hear?
I just asked him to ask for money for pay for the day because he worked really hard and he needed some payment. Janice told me later on that he asked for it for drugs, and she said, I don't condone that. But I did not hear it personally myself. No, that's the honest truth. But Janice, I don't think she would lie. I don't think she would lie. She's a Christian lady and she has no
Okay.
reason to.
All right. So at the end of the conversation, the defendant said what?
Did the defendant say what?
How did the night end?
The night ended with Janice saying, she stayed firm in saying, I'm not going to pay until the job is finished. I told y'all that at the beginning and y'all agreed to it. And so Marvin ended up giving the defendant $20 bill and gave me a $10 bill for gas. Then I gave the defendant a ride to his apartment, dropped him off, and I went home. That's how the night ended.
Did the defendant make you feel, did you feel threatened or intimidated or any
At
such?
that time, no. Not at that time, no.
So the next day, did the defendant show up for work?
No,
Do you recall the day following that, if the defendant showed up?
no.
Did the defendant come back to the shop at all?
Yeah, the very next day, yes, he came back, but not to work. That was when he came back with the gun. Or am I missing a day or something? Because I was working my own full-time job at the time. So am I missing a day? Is there?
You missed a few days.
Okay, because I was working my own job full-time. I was just trying to help on the side. So if you, I don't know what days I wasn't there, but my next day that I saw the defendant was when that whole thing happened with the gun.
Okay,
I believe it was the following day actually, because it had to be, because it was when he said, "I'm not coming back tomorrow." Yeah, it had to be the next day.
okay, are you aware of whether or not the defendant contacted the owner, Ms. Janice?
I was told yes, that the defendant had came in the morning with his girlfriend, and that the girlfriend was being rude.
Were you there at that
I
time?
was not there, but this is what Daphne and Janice told me. I had no idea.
That's, I don't mean to say like, that's enough, but like,
I had no idea.
okay. So, but you were there when he, okay, so Marvin or Claire's husband gave you $10 and gave the defendant $20.
Right.
And why did he do that?
Because he felt bad that we didn't get, he said she's a hard one, or like she's gonna stick to her guns, you know. She's gonna stick to what she said. So he felt bad for us, and I needed gas, so he gave me $10 and he gave the defendant $20.
And out of this $20, did the defendant give you any money to put in your gas tank?
He was going to,
He didn't?
not out of the 20. Through Cash App,
Yeah.
he did,
That's
yes.
what I mean.
But out of that $20 bill, no.
Okay.
But previously, yes, out of Cash App, $5, yes.
So a man who witnesses the defendant working hard, and the defendant asks for some money from, who he's working for, not an entire day's pay, but a portion of it so he can make it back, the gas money. This man witnesses this, and he feels sorry and gives the defendant and another worker money for gas.
Judge, I'm objectified to counsel testifying as well as the form of the question.
Sustained.
Thank you, Judge.
Excuse me. That's all for now, Your Honor. I'll let it go for now.
All right. State, any
Few quick
questions?
follow-up questions, Judge, if I may, of
Yes.
course. Ms. Alyssa. So walk us through, what was the agreement with Ms. Janice regarding employment?
She had told all of us, before y'all get started, I want y'all to know that I will not pay until the job is finished. Because multiple times in the past, I have been where people work and then they just leave.
All right. That will be overruled.
She's basically said that people have ripped her off in the past, where they just leave her with all this work because they got their pay for that day and they just leave. So she said, to keep them coming back, to keep you guys coming back, I want y'all to treat it as a job. Like when you work at a job, you get paid at the end of the week. You get paid 2 weeks later. So I want y'all to treat this like a job. And you're going to get paid at the end of the job when it's finished.
And to your knowledge, did James Ross finish the job?
It wasn't finished yet, no.
Okay. And was the payment to be the same for everyone?
I really was not told an amount of payment, to be honest.
But when people would be,
Your Honor, speculation.
That'll be sustained.
but when was the time that was agreed upon that everyone would be paid?
Just whenever we finished. If
Okay.
it took us a week, it was going to be at the end of the week. Just whenever we finished.
Okay. So let's walk through, let's clean up the days a little bit. So when did the job start?
Like
What
the
day?
date,
Yeah, well, what day did it start?
I can't tell you I remember what day it was, to be honest. I don't know. Jeez. I'd have to look back on my text messages on my phone to see my text message from Janice and Daphne, you know, because I really honestly don't remember the exact date.
That's okay, that's okay. So let's count backward from the day of the incident. How many days before the incident did the job start?
2 days.
Okay.
The third day was the incident.
And that was June 1st?
Yes.
And on cross, do you recognize James Ross?
Yes.
Was James Ross the person who pointed the gun at you on June 1st?
Absolutely. Yeah.
You recognize the person who pointed that gun at you in the courtroom.
Yes.
Can you point him out for the jury?
He's right there. The guy that's been talking.
Can you describe him by an article of clothing he's wearing? For the record.
Oh, he's wearing a black t-shirt.
Let the record reflect that the witnesses identified the defendant. Back to witness, Judge.
All right, defense, any other questions?
One more. Do you remember the defendant's girlfriend?
No.
Were you there when she came and talked to Janice?
No. I was not there. I wasn't there in the morning. That was when that happened in the morning, and I wasn't there till later. When the defendant's girlfriend came. I didn't see a girlfriend.
What time did you get there that day?
I want to say like 11. I got there late. Everybody else got there early in the morning, like at 9. Or sometime like at 9. And I got there at like 11. So I wasn't working that long before it happened. That's why I didn't have knowledge of the girlfriend coming in the morning until after the gun incident happened.
That's all for now. I like to go to witness.
All right, the rule has been invoked. That means that you're not allowed to discuss your testimony with anyone or view anything about this case until the conclusion of this case. Please make sure you're available if either party wishes to recall you as a witness.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and if you'll remove the square pin. Thank you so much. You may step down.
Thank you.
State, call your next witness.
Thank you, Judge. We'll call Ms. Daphne Smith to the stand. All right. Let's start at the beginning and let's take it slow, okay? How do you know Mr. James Ross?
I was taking my friend Andrew over to get some fishing poles from an apartment complex, and I love dogs. I have 3, and so we went into this apartment complex, and while he was getting the fishing poles, there was this beautiful dog they had in the apartment on the 2nd story, and I asked Andrew and the 2 people that live in that apartment, can I take the dog outside to take it for a little walk to go potty? It didn't have a nice collar or anything, and I'm very emotional about dogs. So they said yes, and they were like, you can have the dog. Anyway, so I take it down the stairs, and I come down the sidewalk right here, and then the sidewalk turns right here. And so there's like an open area of lawn over here. And then some.
Driver now responsive.
Oh, who's the same?
Do I continue on?
No.
Oh,
So basically,
So what happened is both parties will have a chance to ask questions.
okay, yes, ma'am.
And when anyone makes an objection, just stop speaking.
Okay,
I'll make a ruling on the objection.
okay,
And when I make my ruling, if you don't know if you should continue to speak or not, just let me know and I'll let you know. So what's gonna happen right now is the state is gonna ask you another question, okay?
okay, yes, ma'am.
You may proceed.
thank you, Judge. Okay. Did you start working at a place called JC's Alterations?
Yes.
Okay. What was the nature of the work there?
What was, so Janice was moving her store into another location, but she wanted to move everything to storage units. And she was asking about this, and so I had a storage unit at that location. And so that's Eddie that recently passed. He's the one that had me, he was like, hey, if you guys want to make some extra money, you know, mom, we call her mom. you know, she's gonna pay us handsomely is what she said. And she's awesome. She's such a sweet lady. So we went over there does that, I don't want to go too far, but.
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Okay.
What was the nature of your employment agreement with Ms. Janice Jones?
So it was gonna be, she said like 4 to 5 or 6 days to move from the Wood to Chavano. My son's name was right there on Days of Allah and Wood to Chavano. So like some Days of Allah basically. So from there over to UTSA Boulevard and the access road of Days of Allah and I-10 to her storage unit. And
Okay. What was the time that everyone would get paid for this job?
so mom told everyone that was there. And it wasn't
And
everybody.
I just gotta clarify, by mom, who do you mean?
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're on the hearsay.
This is saying,
To your knowledge, can you clarify this, Jerry? When you say mom, what is the name of that person?
Janice, I'm sorry.
Okay.
So Janice told us all that when the job is done,
Jason,
for what?
hearsay, objection for hearsay.
What is the same?
Now, so we can't talk about what other people have told us. We can only say what we have our personal knowledge of. So to your personal knowledge and your belief, when was payment supposed to be made for this job?
when job was completely done,
Okay.
after everything was from her JC's alterations over to the storage units, everything was out of the store and cleaned.
Okay. To your knowledge, how did Mr. James Ross begin working there?
When I was walking the dog, when I was with Andrew at that apartment complex, he said he knew the dog. He started calling it by its name, and he had a beautiful smile. And I was like, "Oh, hi. Oh, you know the dog? You know?" So
And when you say who do you mean?
James.
Okay.
And so, and so I'm too soft sometimes, and I'm regretting that now. But so, when I said, Mom, Janice, you know, yesterday there were supposed to be 8 people that showed up to help her move her store, and I was the only one that showed up, and I couldn't do it. So, excuse me, sorry. So I saw him, and he's very strong, and he was very kind, and so I asked him, would you want to come and make, you know, a little extra money and just down the street, because it's on the access road of Huebner, where his apartment was, by my friend Andrew's friend's apartment. And he was like, yeah. So that's when we went over there, and then like 2 or 3 days later, everything went completely opposite weird.
So you're the person who recommended James for this job at JC Alterations?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Let's go to the day of the incident. All right. And so June 1st, 2025, what happened that day?
I'm sorry, I don't know. Was that the 3rd day that we were working, or?
It would be the day of the incident. What
Okay.
happened that day?
So, I'm sorry, it's been a minute. So I don't know if that's when, I think the day before is when a girl came in. I want to say she said her name was Pebbles or Pickles or something like that.
Well, let's go to, just to make sure we're staying on point.
Okay.
The incident with the gun. Walk us
Okay.
through what happened that day.
So if you walk into Mom's store, so if you're walking in, so here's the door, and the wall goes like this. It's like a rectangle building, and we had a lot of stuff already moved out, but to the left of that is like a big square area where we had boxes that we were putting in the U-Haul, and against that area was like metal folded chairs, like maybe 3 or maybe 4 of them lined up right there.
Okay.
And so he came in the door, James came in the door, and I'm protective of Mom. And so I got up and I turned around and I got in front of him, and I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I go, don't, because he was demanding money again. I think I don't know if it was the 2nd or 3rd time. And I was getting ready to tell him, like, hey, Mom said job.
Narrative.
Same.
So let's break that down a little bit. Why did you feel that you had to protect Miss Jones?
Because I've never seen him. He was kind. I've never seen him aggressive like that. It was like a complete different person. And I call her Mom because I love her. She's amazing. She's so kind. And I didn't realize, I guess, his strength So as soon as he walked in and he grabbed one of those folding chairs and he slammed it down on the ground, and mom's sitting in the middle of the room over here. And he can I stand up or no? No, probably not. Okay. It's okay. So anyway, he had on long shorts and a shirt, and so when he slammed the chair down, his legs were wide open like this, and he said, "Where's my money?" And she was like, "James," she was sitting there, and she was very calm. She's so awesome. She was so sweet and calm. She was, "James, I told you that when the job is done, I told everybody that."
Again, we can't go into what
Okay, sorry.
what other people said.
Okay,
So we can
okay.
only talk about what we
I'm sorry.
observed, what we saw, what we heard, and what we felt. Okay?
Okay, sorry. Okay. So anyway, when I stood up in front of him to try and stop him, I didn't know if he was going to hurt mom. Like I said, it was a different side I've seen of him. He picked me up by I had a sports bra and a
Who
tank
picked you
top.
up?
Okay, sorry, what?
It's okay. Who picked you up?
James did.
Okay.
He picked me up and he threw me against the wall over here, and I landed literally against the wall flat like that. And but before he did that, he had a gun like this big, maybe, I don't know what, silver gun, and he had it to my head. And then he's I don't remember what he said now because it's been a minute, but it's something like bitch or something. I don't remember. I don't remember what he said, but I literally, when he threw me against the wall, I laid there and I had my hands up like this because I didn't want to think I had a gun or a phone or anything. And I was just praying for my dog and my son to be able to see them again. And then I don't know, Elisa was over here on the wall next to me. And I don't know because my face was down around. I was just praying. So I don't I just remember that while my head was down, I don't know what between him and Elisa what happened, but I just remember I heard the gun, something like right next to us. I was laying on the ground, and he said, I felt like it was like right here, but he had already held it up to my head before he threw me. But when against the wall right there, he said, he asked Elisa and I, he asked us, I think, 3 questions. He said something like, did I do a good job? And he did do a good job. He did a great job. And he said, did I do what I was supposed to do or something? And I don't remember exactly, I'm sorry, what the questions were that he asked us, but I don't even know if I fully was paying attention. I was just so scared. So I thought that the right answer to say the thing was yes. So I just finally said yes. And then I thought I was gonna die, but and then and then
If I may, it's okay, Daphne. Take a deep breath. You need a moment?
oh, okay, yes.
Let me know when you're ready. Just look up at me and nod, okay? Ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, so let's go back a little bit and let's unpack that. Okay. So you said that James Ross was the person in this whole incident.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, sir.
You recognize James Ross?
Yes, sir.
Was he the person who pulled the gun on you?
Yes, sir.
You recognize him in the courtroom?
Yes, sir.
Can you point him out for the jury? Can you describe an article of clothing that he's wearing for the record?
A black t-shirt and glasses on his head.
Okay. The record reflect that the witnesses identified the defendant. All right. So let's go a little bit forward. Do you remember what the gun looked like?
It was like maybe like this kind of, and I think it was silver. I think.
The silver gun?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It was a silver gun?
Yes, I think so. Yes, sir.
Okay. And did he point it at you or
He
did
put it. It was on my head right here when he walked in, because I went when I went up to him like whoa, like kind of leave mom alone. So when he slammed that chair down, and I was over here, and so I walked up and I'm like whoa. So when he picked me up from my sports bra and my tank top, he put it right here, and it picked me up. I mean, my feet were not even touching the ground. I'm sorry, this is so weird.
It's okay. Did the firearm make contact with your head?
Yes, sir.
Were you able to see the firearm when it made contact with your head?
Not necessarily, because it was up here. So
when did you see it?
So when he pulled that chair out, he went like this. He didn't walk in with it like in his hand. He had big shorts on. He pulled it when he stood up to tell me like to get out of his way. He pulled it out of his shorts like this.
Can you stand up and show the jury where and how he pulled it from?
Yes, sir. So when he put that chair down, his legs were like, he slammed the chair down, his legs were like this. And then I went in front of him to tell him, like, leave mom alone, just go. Anyway, so when he slams it, he goes, and he stands up and he goes like this. So they were big shorts, so you can't even tell, I guess. And now I was not looking for that anyway. But he pulled it up, and then I was like, this is wow. I never have, is that good or okay? Sorry.
How long did this event last?
I don't think very long. Because I know now Elisa called the cops, I guess, and then I know I called the cops, and the lady was kind of getting mad at me on the phone because she couldn't understand me. But all I know is that when I finally felt like it was okay to lift my head up and my hands off the ground, I was freaking out, and they said that I heard somebody there was two other, I think one was mom's nephew or something, Janice's nephew. And I heard them say that, oh, he pulled out in a red something. I don't remember. And then, but since Elisa had called, I guess, sooner than I did, the lady finally figured out what I was saying to her. And she said, the police are on the way.
Lady, who was the lady?
The lady on the phone, the 911
Okay.
person that I was calling. Yes, sir.
Okay. And so after you called 911, did you see James leave?
No, he had, I did not see him after he threw me. I was on the ground until whatever I was hearing, like that he would, like everybody was like, okay, what vehicle's he in? So I softly kind of got up and just, sorry.
Okay. Okay. Did you see that if there was a gun or a firearm like the one you saw left behind?
I didn't look around, but I don't believe so.
Okay.
I don't know, to be honest with you, I have no clue.
And this is going to be a silly question that I got to ask you. How did you feel when you had that firearm to your head making contact?
I was just praying to God that if I die, that God will take care of my son and my dog.
Did you feel threatened?
Absolutely, yes. I was scared.
Did you feel threatened by James's actions?
Yes, sir.
Judge, we'll pass the witness.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you 5 minutes and then I'll bring you back in. Everyone, please rise for the jurors. All right, to the defense, it's the court's understanding that you had questions that you wanted to ask the witness, and those questions are in regards to the motion in limine. So if you'll ask those questions, and then the court will make a determination on relevancy and, of course, hear any other objections. You may proceed and focus on the questions that you want to ask her in regards to the motion in limine. All right, so we're going to focus on the questions with the motion in limine.
On the first day that you started working at JC Alterations, there was a man there with you, and he was like getting aggressive. You remember?
Yeah, Eddie. Yes.
Okay. What was that? Was he on drugs?
I don't know. Eddie, he passed away 3 months ago, but he lives in my son's neighborhood right there in the woods of Chavano, but he follows me everywhere. So he followed me to mom's store. So he wasn't with me. Remember how she told him, she was like, if you're not going to work, you need to go. Remember, he was just sitting there,
right,
and we were working and he was just sitting there kind of fighting. So.
Okay. Do you use drugs?
No, sir.
Are you high right now?
No, sir. I don't. I just said I don't use drugs.
So you've never used drugs ever?
No, sir.
Do you have, are you on any form of probation or had any dealings with Bexar County as far as been arrested, any criminal background at all?
No, sir.
Have you been coached or led or approached by the state in any way to testify in such and such a way?
I don't really understand.
Has anybody approached you to coach you on the way that you testify?
Like today kind of thing or something?
Yeah.
No, sir.
Yesterday, the day before, any days prior?
No, sir.
Good. And again, you're testifying that you're not on felony probation right now.
Correct.
Um, do you know if Lisa is a drug user?
I, to my knowledge, no, she's not. I mean, I give her rides and she's a single parent, so we're not friends. She worked down the store, like, remember I called the airport. So that's how I knew her. And so just like you, I'm like, hey, do you want to make some extra money right down the street? You want to come to mom's store and just help move, you know? So that's how, yeah.
At the end of the second day,
Yeah.
when you got done working and everybody got back to the shop,
Uh-huh.
do you remember the interaction that took place with everybody in the shop?
All right, so here's the court's question.
Oh, no.
Do your questions have anything to do with the motion in limine? If it does not, that's questions that needs to be asked in front of the jury. So is there anything else to do with the motion in limine?
Do she, would the state be willing to stipulate that she is in fact on felony probation right now?
Okay, that's not this witness, Your Honor.
I'm not on probation.
That was the NCIC, TCIC does not reflect that.
Yeah, the last charge that,
And she also has no convictions pursuant to this NCIC, TCIC.
All right, so this is what I'm going to tell parties. Number one, if this witness is on a deferred adjudication, you will not be allowed to question her about that unless there is some sort of relevancy related to that. What the state is informing the court, and they can show it to you, they're informing me that this witness is not on a felony probation.
Judge, I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Is this witness on felony probation?
No, Judge, she is not.
All right.
She's not on probation, not on deferred. She's not on any kind of community supervision.
All right. So,
Your Honor, it's Alyssa, actually, it's on probation.
all right. So you can't ask this witness that question. And then with regards to any of allegations of drug use, yes, you may proceed.
Did the defendant ever ask Janice for money for drugs?
Wait, I'm sorry, are you the defendant again? Okay,
I'm speaking to myself
not-
first.
to my knowledge, no, I've heard that both mom and Alyssa said that, but no, I never heard you ever say that to any of them.
All right. So with regards to asking this witness questions about her criminal history, I'm being informed that she's not on felony probation. She doesn't have criminal history, so you're not allowed to ask that question. With regards to this witness and asking this witness any questions about any illegal substances, she has told you that is not the case, and I'm going to find that asking her those questions are not relevant. Again, it may become relevant, but at this point in time, it is not relevant. All right, is there anything else?
Can we save this line of questioning for Alyssa because she, in fact, is on?
No, let me just tell you what will end up happening. The state will call whatever witness they call. And then if there's something concerning a motion in limine, we will take a recess. You will be able to ask your questions, and then I will make a ruling on whether or not it's relevant. Mr. Ross, remember, I don't know any facts of this case. I'm hearing this case for the first time as the jury is hearing it. That's why with regards to motion in limines, I always tell both parties to approach before they ask any questions about the motion in limine. All right?
I would like to also make an objection post, your ruling on that motion because I was never given the opportunity to object to that motion.
Well, what I'm going to tell you with regards to oral motions, they made an oral motion. The court made its ruling that if anyone wanted to ask any questions that were in the state's oral motion in limine, the court was not denying persons from asking that question that were in the motion in limine. The court's ruling was that if you want to ask those questions, then we will have a hearing outside the presence of the jury. And again, I'm not your attorney. However, the court's ruling on the state's motion in limine and allowing that to be heard outside the presence of the jury is appropriate. All right. So are we ready to bring them in?
Ready, Jackson?
Yes.
Okay.
And how many more witnesses does the state have?
I think we have
One more here today.
one more here today, and then we'll have the lead detective tomorrow.
Oh, so you have a total of 2 remaining.
I guess I'll make a point on this because I served the subpoena. Tawanya is served. I have her on text message. She's telling me she can be here all the way up to Friday. I told her, even if it runs into Friday, you still got to be here because you got a subpoena, let your employer know that. So she's been informed, she has it, she's been served, and that's been filed.
All right. All right, let's bring the jurors in.
All right,
Can I stay here?
No, yes, just stay here and stand.
Okay.
All right, you may proceed with your questions.
Smith, when you walked in here initially, you were in tears. Is there a reason for that?
I was just nervous. I mean, you know what happened that day. I got scared. I haven't seen you since then, so I don't know what's going on or what. Well, I did see you that one day when I was here with mom and I can't the other couple that lives with them that was working with us. And I heard you yell at your attorney over there somewhere, and I saw them take you in that room over there. So I was just nervous. I'm not. I think you're a nice guy. I just you scared me, and I just don't want you to hurt anybody. That's all.
Understand it. I have no intention of hurting you, ever. It's never been my intention.
Judge, I'm gonna object to that. That's fine.
Sustained.
Thank you, Judge.
I get into this. It might be a little bit uncomfortable. Really, okay. This lady, I supposedly had this gun to your head. Are you absolutely positive that it couldn't have been anything besides a gun?
I saw it come out of your shorts. I know it was a good.
What color did you say it was?
I think it was silver. I think I'm pretty sure it was. It happened. Yes. I mean, James, you know.
I know exactly.
I don't want to fight with you. I'm so scared. This is so uncomfortable.
What's that with you?
And I'm glad you didn't kill me. Thank you.
Okay, like, no, like, it's okay. This is serious business here, and so we can't cloud it with emotional things. We have to give people the truth. Okay? My life is on the line as well.
Judge, I'm gonna object to that. That's going into,
Sustained.
thank you, Judge.
We gotta get back to this case. So this day, this gun, can you describe it again?
I know. I told you long ago. I don't. I mean, it came out of your shorts so fast, and you picked me up like you with my sports bra, my tank top, and you held it to my head right here, and then you threw me against the wall. So it was not. I mean, it was like all of milliseconds. You pulling. I was facing you when I was trying to get in the way of mom because I didn't want you to come
Okay,
bother.
let's rewind to this here.
Yes.
Let's rewind. How many times did the defendant show up? When I say defendant, I'm speaking
Okay.
to me. How many times did the defendant show up at JC's alteration that day?
I think it was 2. One time was with that girl in the red T-shirt that I think Pickles or Pebbles or something like that was her name.
Okay.
Before you came in, and
So you
she was
did
trying to ask. Yes, sir. I think so. It's been a minute, and
Okay, that's cool. That's the answer to the question. The first time when the defendant came in, was Pebbles with him? Was she with him?
no, she was by herself,
Okay.
and she was asking for money for you, and then
Wait,
mom.
wait.
Okay, okay, go ahead.
It's okay.
It's okay.
We're in the same place now.
Okay.
So when the defendant came into the JC's operations first time, did you understand, or were you under the impression, or did you know whether or not Janice invited him there, or was it a random him just showing up?
Honestly, I do not know the answer to that, so I'm not going to try and answer. I do not know the answer to that.
So when James came in that first time, was he aggressive?
Verbally, yes, and scared all of us, but me, Elisa, her nephew, or her adopted nephew, mom, and then
Okay.
okay.
I would like to be made record to show that, you know, Alyssa wasn't there. She said.
Judge, that's testimony that hasn't been elicited by any witness. Counsel is testifying.
All right. Is there a legal objection?
It's evidence that's not in record, and defense counsel is testifying.
All right, with regards to testifying, that will be sustained.
And Judge, we'd ask that the jury be instructed to disregard defense counsel's previous question.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're to disregard the previous question. Defense, you may proceed.
Okay, so, when the defendant, when James first came to the shop the first time, Alyssa was there?
Yes, because I think it was like less than an hour after that she had to go to work, which is down the street to Specs, where she worked on Isabella.
So,
And I think mom might have video in that store. I think I'm not 100% sure, but I want to say she does. I mean, that's, that she's not there anymore, but I don't know if
do you remember specifically what the defendant said when he walked to the store the first time?
you were just, your voice was very loud and aggressive and demanding money. And mom was just sitting there in the middle of the room on a chair telling you, James.
Are you easily scared by loud noises?
No.
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 So a loud voice doesn't affect you any?
No. My dog is a 85-pound bull terrier, so no.
Okay, so when you say that my voice is loud and it carries.
No, I didn't say it carries. That's not what I said.
What did you say?
I just said that you were very aggressive and loud, which is exactly what you were. I don't want to fight. I'm just telling you what happened.
Okay, like you are allowed to say everything that you want to say. This the purpose of this is for truth to be ascertained. I'm fine with it. I'm not upset with you. I forgive you. I'm not upset with you.
Judge, we're getting into whether the defense counsel forgives the witness or not is completely irrelevant.
I'll retract that.
All right, that objection will be sustained.
Thank you.
So when the defendant left out of the store the first time, that's when his girlfriend came in?
The Pebbles person?
Yes.
No, the Pebbles person or Pickle, I'm sorry, I don't remember what she goes by in the red t-shirt. She came in first and then you came in after her.
So you remember the second time that you came in?
Or you know what? I'm sorry. I think, no, you came in and then I guess y'all left and came back and then Pebbles in the red shirt came in and that's when mom was like, I just told him, I'm sorry, it's been a minute, okay? And my mother-in-law just passed away. I've got a lot going on right now. But yeah, so then I don't know the timeline.
Let me stop you.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Yes.
I'm sorry to hear about your mother-in-law. Do you feel like that has any bearing on the memories of what happened all them days ago it may affect your testimony now? Like,
No.
Are you in a bad place?
No,
Like,
I'm not in a bad.
breathing?
No, I'm just saying that day, yeah, that day honestly, James, what I remember is that I was scared that you were going to kill me and I was scared that I was never going to see my son or my dog again. That's the most thing that I remember. Besides that, the stuff is kind of like, what? Okay, so that's, you scared the shit out of me, dude.
Okay.
Sorry.
Is it completely? Do you remember the defendant's wallet?
The what?
The defendant had a wallet. Do you remember it?
I never saw your wallet.
Do you remember the defendant's phone?
I never saw your phone. We worked.
Right. I'm talking about on the day in question.
Well, which day? We were talking about 2 different days.
No, the day in question is the day that this alleged robbery took place.
Well, I mean, as soon as you walked in and I tried to stop you from hurting mom and you put the gun in my head and threw me against the wall, that was all of seconds. So I don't.
Okay, so what behavior did you notice that made you want to step in between us?
Because when you walked in, you were yelling at mom sitting in the middle of the room in the chair where she always sits, and you're saying that you want money, you want your money right now. And I'm not lying. I'm scared of you a little bit. Okay, so I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm just telling you, you know exactly what happened. You do. Okay, I didn't want mom to get hurt, and so I tried to get. I didn't know that you were that strong. And
When the defendant came in there, did he say, I'm only here to collect the money that you told me to come and get?
I don't recall the exact verbatim of it. I'm sorry, I don't.
So all that you remember is the defendant coming in here screaming and yelling?
Well, you walked in and you were very loud and you said, I don't remember if you said Janice but you said, I need my money now. I want my money. And she was calm and she said, James, nobody gets paid until the job is done. I told everybody that from the beginning. And then you said, and you held the gun to her and then said, wait, let me finish, please. And then when you did that and you held the,
No. Do you recall Janice instructing Tawanya Monday?
Wanya.
Her name is Tawanya
I don't know what you're talking about though.
Pebbles.
Oh, okay.
Judge, I think that from the form of the defendant's questioning, he's going to try to elicit hearsay evidence.
No, I'm not.
She can only say what she has knowledge of, not what other people were saying.
All right, so this is
Do you
what,
have knowledge of-
excuse me,
Hey,
Oh, I'm sorry.
this is what happened. You can ask your question, state if you have an objection, the court will make a ruling on your objection.
thank you, Judge.
You recall the conversation that my girlfriend had with Miss Jones in the shop?
She wasn't nice, but she wasn't yelling like you were. She just came in and requested, she demanded money from mom, from Janice, for your work. And she said, mom was sitting there and very soft like she always is. And she said, look, I don't even know who you are.
Okay, well, let me talk. You can't get in. You can't get in.
Oh, why are you asking a question? You only finished.
You answered it already.
What?
You answered it.
Okay, then. Okay.
Okay, so the thing now is, do you recall Janice instructing Miss Monday, my girlfriend, Pebbles, to bring me back to the shop?
And Judge, I'm going to object to that as hearsay.
Do you
All
recall?
right, that'll be sustained.
Wait, what do I do?
Oh, don't answer.
Okay.
There's going to be another question that is asked.
Okay.
Okay. Do you recall Janice giving Pebbles any instructions?
And Judge, I'm objecting to that. That's also hearsay.
All right, that'll be overruled. The answer to that question is either a yes or a no.
Okay, I'm sorry. Can you repeat it one more time?
Do you recall Janice giving Pebbles any instructions?
Instructions? No. Do you want me to go a little bit further than that?
Please.
She said that she doesn't know she said, I don't know who you are. James worked for me. You do not. So like, I don't have any reason to be talking to you. It's exactly what mom told Pebbles.
Was that the end of their conversation?
I believe so. Yes. I think she actually maybe kind of tried to fight with her a little bit, not hard, but just kind of try to still get her to give the money to her for you. And then, sorry. And then she turned around and walked out. So.
You remember the ending of the second night of our work when we got done?
When we had the sandwiches that night or no?
No, the last night. The last night that I worked for.
When we were at the U-Haul, when the U-Haul over at the storage unit?
Right.
Yes.
Do you remember when we all got back to the shop?
Yes.
Do you remember the conversation that took place then?
Well, I mean, you got to be more a little specific than that because there was.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Do you recall having someone with you that night?
No, no.
Okay, so when you got back to the shop, did you come back with me and Alyssa, or did you come back alone?
Yeah, you drove the U-Haul. You know that,
Right.
right? And Alyssa was already at work. You know that too.
No, end of the second night. The end of the second night, I didn't drive the U-Haul back. I just parked.
Judge, with defense counsel testifying.
Sustained.
And Judge, we'd ask that the jury be instructed to disregard the previous question.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're to disregard the previous question that was asked by defense. You may proceed.
You remember the storage unit?
Yes, yeah, because I had a storage, yes. I remember I had my storage unit there. That's how I showed mom where to go, right there.
You remember when we completed work at the storage unit?
Yes, yeah, you worked very hard. You were sweating and, yeah, you were awesome.
Do you recall leaving before me?
Yes, because you yelled at me and then you scared me and I started crying. I'm not trying to be mean, but you know.
I don't take it. I'm not offended.
Sorry, okay.
I'm not upset with you at all. At all.
Yeah, and when I went back down the street, the back way of Ranch Jackson to De Zavala with the Chavano in mom's shop, I was still crying when I got there, and and she was like, "What's wrong?" And I just told her, I said,
Was there anyone else with you?
"No, I was by myself." You know that?
There wasn't another man with you?
No, you know that because it was Claire and her husband, and and they said that you told them to sit and get out of their way, and you put 2 chairs down at the storage unit, and you told them they had to sit right there and get out of the way. And so I'm telling you what they told me.
No,
So maybe that's irrelevant.
I'm
Whatever.
saying with you. Like, you good. Please continue.
Okay.
On the day of the incident, did the defendant leave with anything? Did he steal something, take anything? Did he remove from Miss Jones any of her property at all?
I can't answer that because when you threw me against the wall, I told you I was so scared. I left my face down, my hands up like this, so I could not see anything going on after that until at least I heard her on the phone calling 911, and then I was shaking and I went to like melt into the wall, and I finally like whispered, I was like, is it okay to get my head up and my hands up? Is he gone? Are the cops here? Like, so I'm sorry, I'm just answering the question.
No, as to that. So I picked you up with one hand and held a gun to your head at the same time.
So when you walked in the door, right? Why are you out? You know the truth.
Get it clear for them.
Okay, that's fair. Can I stand up? Is that okay? Or no? Or
That's for the defense.
Please, like, if you would show us, I'm okay with it. How I picked you up and had a gun to your head.
so okay. So it's okay to stand up now? Or-
Yes.
Okay. So when you walk through the door, so it's like a rectangle building. And so the door's right here, and we had it open since we were doing boxes in and out of the wall. And mom had the most of this area, the main kind of back area was empty when we had, oh, sorry. This, like, so when you walk in right here, this big area is where we had boxes, like, kind of packing them up, whatever.
You can skip forward to the part where I.
Okay, well, you asked a question, I'm getting there. So when you walked in though, so when you walked in and over here in that square area, you got one of those metal chairs and you slammed it down, and then that's when I got in front of you, and I was like, ooh, because I don't remember what you said to mom, but you're making money, whatever, and I didn't want you to hurt her, so I got in front of you, and that so if you're like this and I went in front of you, I remember the gun was over here, so I guess with this hand of yours, you lifted me up like this from my orange sports bra and my black tank top, and you had the silver gun right here on my head, and said bitch something, I don't know whatever it was, and you threw me against the wall, and I landed literally against the wall right there, and then I just, that's when I told you I put my hands out and my face down and I was praying. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does, but it doesn't allow for. Can you describe this gun?
It was so fast. I just told you like 3 times exactly what happened.
Okay, so is it?
I don't know why you're asking when you know what you did. Like, I don't understand.
Because I didn't have a gun.
Oh my gosh.
Judge, I'm gonna object to that. That's defense counsel.
It's my head right here. Yes, you did.
And Judge, we'd ask that the jury be instructed to disregard.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you did this to disregard the last question.
I passed away this, but, I would like to reserve her, please.
All right, thank you. All right, state any further questions?
Judge, we have no questions for this witness. We ask that she be excused.
All right, the rule has been invoked. What that means, you're not allowed to discuss your testimony with anyone or view anything about this trial. Just make sure you're available if either party wishes to recall you as a witness, okay? Oh, someone will call you and they'll let you know whether or not they want you to testify again, okay?